Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WWE 2k19 Legends panel. And here today is the great Janario, the legendary Tarji, and the vigilante wrestler, Scary Anima. And this Legends panel is going to be about all sorts of topics. We're going to be reminiscing about the past, talking about the present, and talking about new projects going on into the future. We'd love to have special guests on the show, guests from our past, guests from the present, and talent, from the oncoming future. What else are we gonna talk about? That's all I can think of at the moment. Anybody like to add to anything? A little tired.
Well, yes,
so.
yes, this is the one and only Janario. I know some of you all have not heard from me in a while, and all else also in a while. But just as Scary said, we had to move out of the way in order for new talent to come in. And then not only that is, the game is not like it used to be. It was started out as fun. I can say this, and this is our this would have been our eighth or ninth installment of the game. Of WWE. We've been going since 2011, and so it was about time that we gave some of you guys the the floor, as you would say. But I want to say this one. I can speak for myself, and I know I can all kind of speak for Tarji, kind of a little bit because we have discussed this. When we first started the game, it was 2011 with WWE 2011. We were playing. It was not about no leaderboard. It was not about trying to outdo this one, and it was not about I'm better than this one. It was just flat out. We would just play for fun. We would literally be on the game, and I want to do this shout out to this person. He's gone on. He's no longer with us, but to Redbone, rest in peace to Redbone. You would know him as Ladder King, TLC Ladder King, some of you, but he started out as with us. He started out as Redbone 4200 or something, 42 something like that. It was Redbone, and so that shout out to him. Rest in peace. He's gone. He's no longer with us. But when we started out, that's the formation of it. If anybody ever would want to know, that's the formation of me and Tarji. It started out in a ladder match with Red.
Well, Janario, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Was that before he found his cellmate?
Yeah. Now that
I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all.
To bring that up, that was before he found his cellmate. Now, let me see his cellmate. Let me see this, Scary. Y'all know, everybody who knows me knows my mouth, knows I don't sugarcoat anything. I have mad on me.
You can say pretty much what the show is gonna be based on. It's like things that happened in the past that we bring up that we thought was kind of like funny moments and stuff. So that's the reason why that was thrown out there.
Oh yes. So everybody knows my mouth and been mad at me many times. Felt like I was trying to be their daddy and all this. Who was this old guy playing and all that. If you would know my age, I'm not even in my 40s yet. But anyway, still. So this was what happened, and we're gonna go there. About that.
50s.
So Redbone, we were playing the game, huh?
The 50s. Go ahead.
We were playing the game, and shout out to Redbone. I missed that, man. That Redbone. I believe it was him and Kavan.
Some of you may know him as Black Merlin.
You know him as whatever I know him as Kavan. All these new names or whatever he try to be now, or whatever, it's whatever. Anyway,
Janario, be careful because we've been told that we throw shots and start controversy. I just want to add
anybody, just like I just said that everybody knows my mouth. I don't hold no shade or whatever. You can take it as it is or whatever. I know him as Kavan, whatever. I wouldn't know no new name or know who he is, what he trying to portray himself as right now. HGH, that's what I know him as. So if he's something new now, I don't know what he is. and it really I don't give a care. Anyway, so no shade thrown because I'm
Yeah,
not
no
into
shade.
that. No, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
into
you
that
know,
no
yeah,
more.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so it was Redbone was talking and it got a little heated and we were what kind of match was it? Was
I
it
don't know
a
if it was a
six
match or
man?
if it was on Grand Theft Auto with something.
No, it was I can't remember whatever.
Probably was
And
15 or
so
16.
yeah, it was somewhere around in there. And so I don't know how I got to whatever, but Redbone, that was one of the all-time funniest moments in our history of WWE. Redbone told, got mad at Kabar and said, "I will make you my celly." He didn't say, everybody who knows me knows I don't cuss, but Redbone added some extra to that, and he said, that was the most funniest moment. We laughed literally about a month off of that.
I
A
think it was
And we
more or
still
literal
less.
laughing
month.
at it
I
today.
think
And we
it's
still laughing at it today.
right. I think it more or less it started off with sometimes like I mean I played Kavar, before as well too, and it's certain moves that we know, and I guess one thing about Redbone, he know the moves just as well too. And he was doing it in the Redbone, and Redbone called him out on it, and from there they got into like a little bickering argument, and from there that's when it
Hmm.
went to the cellmate. But Scary, I know you cuss, so go ahead and fill us in.
I wasn't there, and I wasn't there, so I can only go off of what I've heard. Basically, Redbone said, if he was my cellmate, or if you was my cellmate, such and such and such and such, and that, I
I'll
mean,
I
make you
bet
my
you.
B.
yeah, basically,
I'll make you my you
basically,
B. You B. I'll make you my cellmate. I'll make you my
yeah.
B.
And y'all can put the rest
Hmm.
together, so y'all know where he was going. And Kavon wasn't too happy about that, from what I've been told. I wasn't there that day, but that didn't make him wasn't thrilled about that comment he made. Upset him a little bit. And
We've
Redbone had
had
a way of doing
But
that. He had a way
this,
of
but
making you upset.
what's scary? I think me and Janario, if I'm not mistaken, we met him back on 2011, and back
Yep, yeah,
then we knew. I mean, I knew him as Mutt
Redbone.
Dragon. Mutt Dragon. I'm talking about
You talking about
Kavar.
Kavon?
Yeah, at
Yeah.
that time, that's when I met Janario as well too, and we used to do like triple threat matches. And I
Hmm.
don't know, for some apparent reason, and I'm just being real. It's like when you beat him, it's like it's always something. I remember once going online reading the review, and I should put up a review like I supposedly did something with the game or lagged the game to beat him. Didn't know what the word a lag switch was, a switch or whatever, but it's always some kind of
To
switch.
say that, Taji,
Yes, sir.
I never got that. Everybody said, "Oh, you got a lag switch." Do somebody using the lag? I never seen the lag switch before.
I
Can
mean,
somebody show me exactly? Can someone send us a picture of what a lag switch look like?
Yes,
Because
please, that
I
or
don't know,
post it up.
or
I
a
never
turbo
seen.
controller, a
I
turbo
never
controller.
seen. I never seen none of those things.
but
Never.
Where do you get these things
but
from?
you know what?
Do
It's
GameStop
always
sell them?
right. But you know what? I always find it funny when we playing the game back, and we talking about back on 12 right now per se. Back in the day when we used to play the game with them, you could play the game with millions and millions of people. The match was played completely fine, but when you play them certain people, they hit them certain
Hmm.
moves. It's like the game
Hmm.
would lag, but they always swear out because we always just managed to find ways to win. That we
Are you
was
talking
doing,
about those flying clotheslines?
Oh,
yeah,
I
the
was just about
running,
to get to
jumping,
that.
flying
I ain't
clothesline.
even got to that yet.
You
We have been
remember,
through some
but
stuff.
you talking about
We have
that?
been.
But you remember on 12, back on 12, where they'll throw you in the corner and do that Undertaker punch, and once you hear that, psh,
And then freeze you.
yeah, and then walk you, take the steps, walk you to like the announcement table till they get your partner out,
Yes.
and
Yes.
hit you on
Or
the barricade, punch you through the
and then
barricade, and
you
they
and
know
then
if they
you
don't get you
start
in time, you got to go into the audience.
exactly. And that's how they used to win ladder matches and stuff.
I mean,
That's
it's
how they
just the
used to win
funny
their
thing.
matches.
So,
We done been through a lot. We done been through a lot, and they used to get me when the cheaters, when you would steal their finishing move, and they'd be like, "Oh, you cheated, you hit me with a flying close." Like, no, I stole your finishing move, and if it wasn't your
I
finishing
stole
move,
your finisher.
I
That's
wouldn't even be able to
exactly
use
right.
it. I wouldn't even be able to use it because I don't have that move in my person. I only
right,
use the move that was available to me, and I stole your finisher. So how am I a cheater? You know.
right.
But one thing I think the game is lacking today, and this is just my opinion, and maybe my brothers can speak they can support me on what I'm about to say.
And why you say that, one thing we can say, why when he just said that he used that word, and we don't use that word with everybody. That's one thing I can say. We don't use that word loosely with everybody, brother. One thing through the years, if you all want to know, we have and will always be brothers on this game. And not only on this game, we know each other. If anybody know each other, we three know each other. We are brothers. We now listen. We had some arguments, heated arguments, and we didn't agree on everything. But at the end of the day,
What brothers don't? What brothers don't?
I just want to iterate when you had used that word brothers.
Yep. And it's not something I use loosely. I've known these guys since 2011, 2012. So it's not, I don't go around calling everybody my brother or my sister or anything like that. When I say that, I mean that. But where I was going was, one thing I think the game is lacking: skill.
Right.
Endurance. When we fought back in the day, we fought our matches. Matches we shouldn't have won, we somehow managed to win. And those Chambers matches we used to fight in back in the day, we started on the right side. And anybody who played those games back then know what the right side was. That means that at some point, it was going to be a handicap match for whoever was on the right side, because the person on the left side partner was coming out first. And we had no problem starting on the right side. And you want to know why? We trusted our teammates. We trusted one another. We knew that we could handle whatever problems came our way. There's not many groups of three people that can say that they beat us fairly in this game.
So
if any.
Right.
If any. And that's the honest truth. That's not me being, being cocky or arrogant. It's the truth. If you look at the numbers, if you go back and look at the footage, there's nobody who can say they beat us in our prime and when we were at our best.
Where can you find that footage at?
You can find another Tardy 2001 network, which is where this podcast is being recorded. I have a couple matches myself on Scary Anima YouTube, and you can go to Generio 5 YouTube. You can find all the matches of our classic and our legendary career.
But I got one thing. There was a wise proverb, wise person said one thing. Now I'm gonna just jump off on this and let's talk about this for about a half a second, and then we can move 30 seconds or a minute. A wise person has told, and I'm using it funny because Taji said this, and this has deemed to be true at all times. Taji, you remember you said, don't ever play friends.
That's right. Oh, I know exactly what you're going. There you go.
Don't play friends.
Give us that, please. See, people don't understand that wise proverb now. Please, what is that wise proverb? Please let the young people understand.
Play your friends. Go ahead, Taji. Don't play your friends.
Pretty much, don't play your friends if you want to remain friends. Because at the end of the day, it's always going to be something that you done to them. But when you playing the game with them regularly, in the sense of you're tagging with them, it's never nothing brought up. But it's always, oh, you did this and this for him. So the best way to remain friends is to don't play your friends. And that's the true statement right now.
Now, we played each other, and we
because
know
at the end of the day, you can state what the rule, a certain match can be like, but somehow it's always going to stray away from what it's supposed to, and it's going to cause an argument.
It is. Now, we played each other many times, and at the end of the day, we beat each other. We don't get mad at each other. We move on.
You know why?
We have seen a lot of people break up.
But we're not friends, though. We're
brothers. Yeah, you're right.
You're brothers.
You're right.
We're brothers.
Now, we have seen a lot of things break up because of that.
That's true.
I felt you cheated me. You shouldn't have did that. Why you did that? Now, when I was tagging with you, you didn't have no problem with me doing that.
Exactly.
Right.
But you know something? Fighting each other made us better teammates as well, because we learned each other habits, we learned each other weaknesses, and we worked on those things. So fighting each other made us better tag team partners.
That reminds me back on 12. I mean, those matches back on 12, I take from all the years that we played, playing from 12, just playing the game, getting off. I know Dave many times getting off work, closing at work, get home around about 10. We'll play till the sun come up. I mean, and pretty much it was all about pretty much it was all about having fun. It was like whoever won that first match, and then at the end, whoever won that last match before we went to bed. And I always seemed like Junior always tried to win that last. When he won the last match, that seemed like the show was over at that point. Then
Exactly. He's shutting down. As soon as he get his win, it's time he go to bed. I got stuff to do. Yeah. If you would have lost though, you would have been playing still.
Oh,
But
let me
okay,
play one more.
exactly.
Let me. I think I got one more in me. I think I got one more in me. That's his famous line there.
Yeah.
When he don't
So
get the
he
win.
sneak a win. Now I'm done for the night. As soon as he went, I'm done for the night. I'll see y'all tomorrow. But those were the funnest. Those were fun days. Those battle royal matches.
We literally played to 4 and 5 and 6 in the morning. I'm literally
battle
telling you that.
royal matches was something.
Great
and
matches.
Cheaters and strangers, they wanted to play those matches.
And I'm gonna tell you one that I remember though. One cheater, I don't know if he still played the game. He might play on a different account. Back in the day, he used to love to come to our matches to play. And man, at that particular time, I think a lot of people caught on that we was having fun and they wanted to be part of it, but they just didn't want us to play us right. And that was TWG Mo. I don't know if he still play. I don't know if y'all remember that dude, but he used to always come in.
Is TWG organization still
no,
around?
it's TWG Leader Mo, I think it was, or something like that.
They're hanging on. They're on life support, but they still around.
I'm not
Let's
hating on
name
that
the clans. The clans we remember. Our
there's so many new
all-time
ones
number
now.
one, our number one rival that our biggest rival and number one rival of all time is who?
Our biggest.
But hold on.
I'm gonna be
Scared,
It's
never,
hard to.
don't give all our topics away leading out per se. You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave them for more. Leave them for more. Leave them for more.
Okay,
We'll leave that later. We'll leave that later.
I mean, it's hard, so you gotta leave them for more. I mean, But I mean, if y'all want to name one particular topic, we can do that one tonight.
Well, no,
so,
I still want to talk about those battle royal matches.
You
brought up TWG, so we'll talk about that. But back in those battle royal matches, we had rules in those matches because a lot of us knew each other, and there was always one or it was one or two people that we didn't mind them coming in, but we set the record straight from when they came in. We like, listen, y'all more than welcome to play with us, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you cheat one of us,
that's my line.
You cheat all of us.
Now, who famous line was that?
You out of here. You out of here. Cause trust me, you're fighting 5 people, and you're not getting out. You're not getting out easy.
I mean, they love to come in. They love back then in the day to come and play in our matches. Though, get on fake accounts.
And some of them played fair. Some of them did. And then there was a couple who tried it. They tried to go against those rules, and we stuck by those rules. Also, when we fought each other, we stepped to the side and we let the people fight who fight. We didn't hit, and people think that's stupid or stuff, but that was just a way for people to not, because if you play reckless like that, somebody gonna feel like they're getting jumped and getting played wrong. Exactly. So we figured, well, if everybody fight their one person and each person getting rid of their one person, then it'll be 4 people, then it'll get down to 2 people, and then so on and so forth. So it was a way to keep the peace in a sense, because if everybody hitting each other, people feel like they're getting taken advantage of, they're not getting played right. So that was a way to keep the peace.
Right.
And it worked out pretty good. And we kept doing that tradition up until about, I want to say 2K15 or 16. We kept that tradition going. And they eventually became old school battle royals because that was a thing we were doing back in the day. And
but it worked for us. It worked for us because because when it started out, we started out everybody in the ring, and then how we did it. Whoever you hit first, that's who you stuck with. You stuck with that person to the end until either one of y'all either make the person submit or either you pin. But at a moment we took off submissions and it was just a pin. Back in the day, all we did was just pin. It wasn't no easy out submission. You had to pin that person, and then after that person was, we moved, like Scary said, we moved to the side, and then if you and another person, y'all start fighting until it was the last 2. And then it was the winner. That's how we played, and we played like that for a long time. And nobody was, mad, and nobody whatever. And it was that person who felt like, man, I done beat 10 people. I done played the whole time. I've been playing for an hour. Now, granted, the person who mostly got all the wins, was Scary. We got to give him his props.
Yeah, I was tough back in the day.
That Vader.
I was tough back in the day. That 2012, I moved that 450 pounder.
He mostly came out the winner on the battle royals,
or at least the last 2. I didn't always win. I was always usually one of the last people though.
Who always would make it to the finals with you though? Who made it to the finals with you most of the time?
You did, and Young Money Cash did. Trinity, everybody did good. everybody. I did.
Hey,
I'm not
Trinity,
gonna.
Trinity, where are you, Trinity?
I don't know where
didn't see
Trinity
you. I
at.
haven't
We
seen
still trying to
you in
figure
years.
out who they really is, though. That's another story, though. We'd talk about that another time. But
I'm gonna tell you
Trinity
something
already
Trinity, if
also.
snuck
you
out.
out there, say hey to me or something. I ain't seen you in at least 5, 6
Yeah, we know
years.
that's how you won all your matches. Trinity would always help you out if you was having a
Hello,
hard time.
hello. Did he say he haven't seen her in 5 or 6 years? Scary.
Well, you know what I mean. I haven't
Tina,
heard from
we
you
couldn't.
in
We don't
5 or 6
know if
years.
that was the her.
I
We
mean, but
really don't know. So I
all I
don't
know
know.
is all I know was he always said that it was like that was his channel pretty much. It's like we could be whipping him, but she always would come on there and get him that extra hand to get the advantage.
She
But never.
helped him.
Exactly.
She helped him.
I mean, it was like that was he was Triple H and she was channel.
Trinity,
Trinity helped me.
Trinity.
She ran right over there and helped. Yo,
I mean-
ain't this a bitch?
I mean, didn't care if she didn't win or not. But I'm not gonna lie.
She made sure
I mean,
Janelle
I
got
can
help.
only say for what we knew, for her being a girl playing the game.
That's what she said.
I mean,
that's what she said.
hands down. I mean, I didn't like fighting her. I ain't gonna lie. But
She
this
was
is back on
good.
12. Back on 12.
She was good.
I mean, she was good. I mean, I
Hell,
didn't like
I had
fighting
a
her.
hard
God
time.
knows I
She was
did.
good.
It was like
Me neither.
but
Good
she
old
was
Young Money Cash. Y'all remember Young Money Cash?
I'm
Yeah.
still a little salty from when he
I
put
know
that
he
chair
made you do that
around
damn
my
treadmill in
he
that
put
corner.
my
That
chair
was
around my neck and it
had
had
me
me
running.
run around
I'm
that
like, Todd,
running
do
arena like
something, man. I
Oh,
said,
you
Todd,
mean
do
when
something. Help us out. Do something.
Oh,
I
you talking
can't
about
do
that match he
nothing. I don't know
put
how to get
Janelle on
you
the
out.
treadmill. He put him on
Yeah, me
the
and
number
Janelle
on
was
the
tagging, and you
treadmill.
and Young Money Cash had him running the whole match. I said, ain't this son? I'm like, Todd, you help. You like, I don't know how to do nothing. I ain't do it. I can't help y'all. I don't even know how to fix it.
Y'all boys got mad at me for a week.
Yeah, we was mad because we felt you was, but you didn't do it. But and that was back then too. We was still, it was that we were still getting to know each other and stuff. It was still new and
But
stuff. And
I'm gonna tell you something that I feel like that they took away from us when we played. I think it was like it stopped at the end of like 13. Was
Which
back
game?
on 12. But I mean, speaking about 12, most of the was when they had each match had its own category for like the top person
and
that
its own
played those.
leaderboard.
And it's like you can see in the triple threat who was the best in the triple threat matches and certain matches. In back on 12, I mean, we were just playing the game to just be playing the game with our friends back then. But if, if the leaderboard was still up, I know Scary. I think you might have took a screenshot on your cell phone from it though. Pretty much everybody that came to those battle royal matches was at the top of pretty much all
Top
the
12.
categories. Yeah.
Every battle royal category. But we weren't fighting for that back then. That
Right.
wasn't something we thought about. It's something we did, and then we started, I don't know, we just decided to check one day and we started to realize, hey, I'm number 6 in the battle royals.
And we was competing
Oh,
against
look, Tony number
someone.
5, Janelle number 4.
Right.
Young Money Cash, he number 3. And that
Right.
wasn't something we intended to do. It was we had fun doing it though. And everybody we played with consistently was on that top 12, top 20 leaderboard in battle royal matches. And that's really what got us started with
Y'all remember Dead Already?
achievements in Dead
already?
Dead Already.
Dead Already.
I remember one particular. It's on one of my videos on YouTube. I think he was talking to his wife at the time, and well, I'm gonna leave that one alone. That's for another day, though. But it was something he had said in one of the videos where it was like, you heard into people's house and you kind of got a realization of what was something going on, though. But she was cooking him broth per se.
Now you remember this? I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna bring this up.
I know what you're gonna probably say,
I
but I think I do. But go ahead.
Lonnie, I don't know if you.
I knew you was gonna bring him up because I was gonna bring him up next.
I don't know if you. I don't know if you.
Your mic breaking up. Your mic breaking up.
Yeah, your mic breaking up. You breaking up, man.
Let me tell you something.
Scary, what's your famous line?
Yeah.
You gotta tell him if his mic breaking up. You gotta do what?
You gotta pedal faster on that bike.
I know that's right. That long cable he got run to his neighbor house.
Going.
Yeah.
For years we went at it, boy. And there go, I'm using boy again. We went at it, and I believe, what happened? How did
You
we
told him to
start
shut that baby up in the background.
Well, he didn't
You
say
ain't
that
told him to shut the
generic.
baby up.
It was. I think it went more or less of his daughter was crying in the background, and we was playing the game. At that particular time, we was like picking our characters in Generio. I guess he comes off as he said, like somebody's father, and he was like, "Hey, you might want to go in there and check on your baby." and he didn't protect the light for, I guess, somebody to tell him how to do for his daughter per se though, and that's how that proceeded to a big argument that particular night on the game.
But you know what I'm still trying to figure out, and I'm not making this about me.
Lonnie, I forgive you. I squashed after 7, 8 years, Lonnie. I squashed.
Well, I'm trying to figure this out. I got blocked, and I didn't even do half the stuff you did, so I'm just trying to understand. That's another.
Well, you know, we always been guilty by association. You know, if Gennario do something.
But why? Yeah, I didn't get blocked. Gennario the one told him shut the baby up, and he gonna get.
Well, he didn't say it like that, Scary. He didn't say shut the baby up. Though. He said check on the baby.
He said it in so many words. I know he said attend that baby, but in the sense, Gennario wanted to say shut the baby up, but that's not what he meant. It just would have been disrespectful for him to say that. But I don't know. Lonnie, I don't know. I just bring out the worst in everybody. And I would like to bring up, you know, the King of the Ring, the legendary King of the Ring tournament we had back in 2015, but we're not going to do it tonight because we'll be there all day, and that was a whole big thing. And you can actually go back on Kavan's page and go through the whole King of the Ring tournament from that 2015 WWE game. You know, that's
if anybody knows Scary Animal, it used to be 2002.
It's still is.
2002 was stupid.
It's me and Taji. But listen to this here. If there's anything Scary does, Taji, what does he do? Gloat by himself. He gloat by himself.
I'm asking you this.
He's gonna tell you about himself.
For the ones that's watching the broadcast right now, I mean, yeah, I see you coming up there, Cody, that you put up there. I know that me, Gennario, or me and Scary had teamed up against whomever's watching. I want y'all to take, if you would, to the Saddle Hill. Just pick who you felt like gave you the best challenge when I was fighting with him. Was it when I was fighting with Gennario?
Watch what I say.
Hey,
you trying to divide us. Don't do that. This ain't the podcast for it.
Hold on. This is just asking them, per se. They played me when I played with Gennario, and I played with Scary. I mean, this is not saying one is better than the other. I mean, so therefore, who you felt like at the particular time when I played against you with one of them, which one per se gave you the hardest match?
Hell, I already know. Let me say this first. No, I'm not gonna say it. I know who it ain't, and it ain't me. But I like to see what y'all thoughts are.
I mean, no lie. I think I'm gonna be real now. Scary. Me and you, we had a lot of tough battles. So people, and it's just not to throw against Gennario though, but Scary, you and I, we've been through a lot of battles though, tag team battles though.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna tell you why.
Our hardest match. It seemed like I'd say like we had hard matches. Gennario, yeah, we had hard matches. You know, as we always say. And I'm gonna tell you the funny thing about it was back in the day when we used to play. It was more or less of when we played back in the day. It was like. How can I say it? I
mean, we done. It's nothing you can say that can, you know, we done. That's behind us.
Right.
You know, our career and stuff isn't something that I don't think about it anymore. Like I said, when 2K19 came out, it wasn't even something that came to my mind. I wasn't interested. It was something I had done. So speak your mind. There's nothing you can say that can hurt anybody. Just speaking the truth now.
That's right.
And it doesn't affect us anymore because we're not playing.
That's so right.
Well, I remember back, you know, like this thing about the back in the day though when we was tagging, and this right here came on both sides, and to me, those matches where we played and won us by having, it's like they are glitches or freeze us to the ground, and we had this tradition where it's like Gennario always say, run to the what?
Run to the ramp.
Go to the ramp. We knew once we got to the ramp, it's like this right here. Yeah, you might have cheated one of us out of the match though, but you got to get me down to the ring to get the final person out. And believe it or not, a lot of people don't believe this or not though. We have won many matches where it's like 2 versus 1 because they got too happy. It's like if you got me beat, you better go ahead and take care of business while you got a chance.
What I used to say, don't play with your food.
Don't play with your food.
And that's what I mean. Not trying to, you know, TWG was a good one for it. NK, and what's his name? God knows. God knows, what's that dude named Generio? He said, Blaylock talked about my fucking father or something. I can't think of his name.
Was that
Oh my,
Vendetta?
Enigma Hill, Enigma something. I can't.
Enigma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
that
remember. I spoke to
dude.
him.
Yeah, woo. I mean, just thinking about the matches that we played and the people that we came along. It's like, for some apparent reason, for us to play the game fair, they hated us so much. I remember back in the day, and they used to tell us, they used to have that sleepless chat room. We were beating them so many times in matches.
Sleepless chat room. You
Sleepless
remember that?
Legend.
Right.
Sleepless
Yeah.
Legend.
Right. We had beaten them
Yes,
so
Sleepless
many.
Legend.
We didn't realize at the time though, we were in the hardest matches we had, and it was like they would tell one person, "Oh, we just left that match." And back then, it was a lot. The game was set up a lot different, where you can see
Yeah.
the people that was in the match, and they were coming to
That
our
was the
lobby.
best thing, when we could have seen the matches up and we could have seen the person like Tarja got a fatal 4-way or whatever, and you had to
Yep.
quickly jump in the match. You remember that, Tarja?
Right.
We,
And-
me
Oh,
and
yeah.
Tarja.
And
Hold
Think
on,
about
spot.
that.
Hold on, spot.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm gonna tell you the funniest thing was back then they already knew, and like you said, you can go look on the channel, look on one of the playlists is what is it God knows, Generic, what's the name of your channel? I mean the little thing I gave you on my channel.
Genario show? The Genario
Yeah,
show.
the Genario show. It was a particular
Mhm.
clan that knew. He was like, yo, he said, I knew I always wanted to fight you guys or something or another like that. Genario, like, you don't want to fight me, you want to cheat me per se. You know, and it's like, it was like, man, I just seen the other day when y'all beat NK or something other, but we already knew
Y'all
at the end of the
showed
day.
them.
Exactly, but it was like at the end of the day, we already knew what that was about. And he told
Exactly.
Generic, he was like, this dude is in here and he's just waiting for Blase to come to this part of chat right here. I knew you was gonna come. I knew you was tagging with. It's like people knew us and we was fair players and still is.
Do you remember how we used to hijack the matches? We're
Yeah,
going to match one
because they
of us,
want
you'll
us
send
to
me
play
in
with
there,
random people,
and I
but they
said,
had their
I
own
ain't
tactics.
leaving until y'all let
Exactly.
my other ones.
Exactly. Oh, you partner up with randoms. Well, guess what? I guess this match ain't starting then because I'm not teaming with no
That's
strangers.
right.
I'll just select
That's
my
right.
person. We'll sit here all night. I ain't got nothing better to do.
Look,
Or they be like, oh, you tell them to kick you so you can get into the match you want to get into. I can say that now because it does. The game isn't like that anymore. We ask them to kick us because if they don't, if they kick us, we can't go into their match no more. So we don't have to worry about logging back in.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
We be like, kick us. They be like, no, join the match. I'm like, we ain't joining nothing. And the match ain't gonna start unless you kick them. So they have no choice but to. But I have to go back even further than that. Back in 2011, and I don't know if y'all played online in 2011, it was much worse. And what I mean by that is, if somebody joined the session and they didn't select the spot, you couldn't even kick them. And if they didn't want to leave, you would have to make the whole match over. And if the person came back and they still didn't select, you still couldn't kick them. So you were stuck making the whole match over all the time. That's one thing I hate about the game. But they fixed that later on in 12 and 13. But it was bad. But
I got something.
that's how we got into matches.
Do you remember this right here? 3 bars, wait off, search.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Yes,
See, back in
sir.
the, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and it's like this right here, and it's like I said, we had so many people that we played the game with back in the day. It was so hard to even get into matches. It was like we had like
It was too many people.
we had to tell them, hey, once one person made the match, like, oh, the match is up. It was more or less, it might have been 5 or 6, 7, 8 of us trying to get into the match at one time. It's like first, get to play. There's a lot of times where the winner might not even got back in the match.
That's true.
Exactly
Because
right.
that's how, some people took the game as, having fun, just getting on the game, just to playing the game. And who would have thought 7, 9, 8 years later that, we would have been known for creating something that, brought a lot of people together, that we didn't even know. And it's like a lot of these people that don't play the game fairly, they started out playing the game with us. It's just
They did. That's right.
It's just
They
they
went
changed.
in a different
And we
direction.
stayed the
Went in a
same,
different
but
Well, Tarji, it's easier to be a cheater than to be a fair player because more people cheating than playing fair. And I'm not knocking anybody when I say this. Most of the fair people aren't the best players, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say that. The fair players today, they're not good enough to beat cheaters, most of them. So what made us special was we played within the rules, but we were good enough to get the job done, even with all the odds against us.
Right.
These days, and I honestly feel like we were the faces of the fair community because there was nobody, you know, we were like the people that stood up for the nerds that got beat up in school. You know, there was nobody to stand up to those bullies but us. We were the people that stood up to those bullies, and we could do it and get the job done. You know, and a lot of these people who don't know, and a lot of these people, they're naive. They don't really know when they're getting cheated. They don't know the game like we do. So a lot of these young players, they get cheated, and they don't even realize they're getting cheated because they don't know the mechanics of the game, and they get taken advantage of. So, you know, like I said, for many years, we were the standard bearers for the fair community, and we, like I said, we stood up to those bullies that, you know, beat down those little people who couldn't defend themselves. That's how I look at it. And honestly,
But I want to say this.
Go ahead.
There's no shade. There's no shade to nobody.
None at all.
Nobody.
None at all.
We have come across a lot of people. Literally since 2011, we have came across a lot of people. We have been friends with a lot of people. We've played with a lot of people, and this is no shade towards nobody at all. The reason us three is in here talking to what we're talking is because we are the only ones that's still around really together to tell the story. I mean, many been with us and done went on apart, but we remained friends all this long time. And so that's why we're talking about what we're reminiscing off of what we've been through together and known for all these years. We're not just talking about, we didn't just start in 2017 and 2016 or whatever. And so what we're talking about is from what our experience of knowing what we've been through for the past since 2011. So there's no shade to nobody or whatever is saying that.
And I like to add,
but you know what though, Janario? You know, back then, you really think about this on 12, you know, when we really started playing, you know, 12 was the game, but we started like on 2011 with 12 though. It's the fact of they saw something special in us that we didn't see in ourselves at that particular time.
Right.
Meaning, they saw, well, Dad, who are these people? They're playing the game so good, and nobody know them. It was to the fact of they would literally come. It was, you know, many times, you know, we heard, oh, that our name was mentioned in that legend chat. Like I said, it was Sleepless chat room.
Sleepless Legend.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was many times our name was mentioned in there. It's like, we just beat this one tag team. And then they'll tell another part of their group, hey, y'all go in there and fight them this time. And it was one particular time, we particularly got cheated in the same night. I seen the YouTube video. Let me see, Kai. You know, and it's like this, right? I'm not a type of person.
White boy?
Yeah. If you take...
I'm a white boy.
Right. Let me see, Kai. I found it right quick. Scary, you can go. You can carry. I'm gonna look it up right quick on YouTube.
And I'd like to add. I'd like to add to that. Not only did they cheat us when they lost, they would go on fake accounts just to get in another match with us because they knew that, you know, the way the game was set up back then, if we fought you and you tried to cheat us, we ain't fighting you again. You know what I mean? So you ain't got a chance of hell to get back in that match, especially if we made it. So they only had the only other option was to join the match and get on a fake account. But I also like to add about the cheaters. I want to thank you guys. And the reason I say that is, if you guys didn't cheat, it wouldn't have made us who we were. Right. See, we had to fight you guys. Right. And by us beating y'all, it added value to our names. Because it's like these cheaters, here go these fair players, they play the game right. They beat us. And people talk. So I always say that every Superman needs their Lex Luthor, every Batman needs their Joker. Without you guys, and I didn't like y'all cheating us, but without you guys, we wouldn't have been what we were in this game. So I have to give y'all just as much credit as anybody. Because y'all was our enemies. Y'all were the heels to our face. We needed competition and we needed opponents. And I'm not trying to knock nobody. There was really nobody in the fair side that could match us in playing. So our only other option was to fight the top cheaters on the game. So like I said, without you guys, our name wouldn't have been anything. So I didn't like y'all cheating us, but it made us better. And it made us who we is.
I'm about to play this. If you don't mind, I'm going to play this clip. This is from NK Whiteboard on YouTube channel.
Which one though? Play both of them.
I am. I'm gonna play
videos.
I know. I see the one already. One is titled Genario 5 and Targi 2001 Hall of Famer own. And that's one thing I always, well, we'll talk about that word own later on.
That word in a minute.
But hold on. I see that he played a lot of people, but it's this particular video. I think this is the one. Here we go.
Welcome back to White Boys YouTube, ladies and gentlemen.
on. Let me stop this real quick. Hold on. I'm sorry to do that. This video is all the way back from like WWE 12, I think it was.
13. It was 13.
Oh, WWE
It was
13.
13.
Okay. And like I said back then, this was like our second year going into the game and whatnot. And nobody, I mean, like I said, when I got on the game, I wasn't trying to get on the game to be known by anybody. It was just more or less, I met a couple of guys that I enjoy playing the game with, and you know, we went from there. But let me play the video.
Welcome back to White Boys YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. A busy, busy night. I told you in the previous video when I had a hold of freaking Scary Anime 2002, Gennario and Tarji, I was coming for you. Little did I know the next fucking match I was going to pop into, guess who? Gennario and Tarji. They lose, I win. They lose, I win. Guess what? Gennario, you big Hall of Famer. Oh, look. You might have gotten past one of my old accounts on Hall of Famer level, but I'm still the true Hall of Famer. You're a weak-ass bitch. And your little buddy Tarji used to be a Hall of Famer that got reset, which is only a superstar now. But guess what? I got you. I got all three of your bitch-ass buddies, back-to-back matches, 3 Hall of Famers up, 3 Hall of Famers down. To who? Me. NK leader, white boy, Hall of Famer twice in the same year. Yeah, NK is that shit. We are that clan that dominates this shit. Plain and simple. I got you. You're back on my YouTube, bitch. You just got NK'd and faked. White boy out.
And the funny thing is about that is, we would beat them so bad in matches that they was determined to try to find us before we out that game to say they got a victory back over us, and we could have beat them like every bit like 10 times. Right. But you know, I always find it quit. You know when you beat a cheater back in the day, because as soon as that pinfall go through and they knew it was over with, the game seemed to freeze up and they seemed to exit the match.
Or you get kicked and say, "Oh, you've been disconnected from the game." Ain't that's very strange.
Yeah. But you know. Let me see. I found out.
You remember that technique? You remember that technique?
Yeah, as soon as you pin it, you have been disconnected. Mm-hmm. Ain't this a bitch? That's some bullshit.
I see they even got a fatal forward with our good old friend, bless his heart, Redbone in. Gennario, I'm just saying, I remember this name right. This is somebody totally different. I wonder what he is. Do you remember Apex Predator 13? I think that's what that is.
Yes.
Do you remember
that name, but I don't remember how.
Gennario, I mean, Scary. It was this dude. This is back from 12. He was a cheater. He was a cheater. But he came to the match and he always wanted to play the game with us. Every time he come in there, he always tried to find a way to cheat us. And we always tell him, you come in the match, you know, play it right, you know, everything go good. And one particular time, I never heard this man on the mic whatsoever. But he will always come in there talking, you know, with his voice changer on, trying to talk trash. And I guess one particular time he forgot to change that voice changer. And he came in and he said something, and Gennario like, wait a minute, this is a baby? This is a baby? I mean, and it was just funny because it was the first time I ever heard his voice. I don't know if he still played the game. I don't know if he have another account.
He's a grown man now.
But I mean, that's been some years, so therefore I'm pretty sure if he was 10 or 11, he should be a teenager by now.
That boy graduating high school.
Right.
He probably in college now.
But shit,
that tells you how long we've been playing, though. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That tells you. There's kids that were in hell. There's kids that was in 6th grade. They're in college now. That's a long time. A very long time. Hell, there's kids who was playing back then that got kids now of their own. That tells you how long we've been playing. We've been playing a long time. But I just look forward to talking about. We got so many stories that can go on for days and days and days. So many stories. Like I said, I still want to talk to some of the current players playing now. I would like to get their insight on things because the game is a lot different than when we first started. It's a lot different, and we were really out of the loop in terms of how the game is now. I don't know any of the new clans around today because I don't really follow it as much as I used to. So I would like to know what the new plans is on the block and stuff. And I also want to add this, and this is me speaking for myself. You know, I'm not, you know, I'm retired currently now, but I never say never to anything. I never say never, and I'm all prepared for a return in the future if the time is right, if I can do it, and if I can be my best at it. I'm not gonna say I'm done for good, but as of now, I'm done,
And
and I'm
let me
enjoying
say, and,
not
and
playing.
as far as me, I I have been gone for a while, and you know, whatever. I know I'm like you know, I'm like The Rock. I know when it's my time to go. I ain't gonna stay around and try
You
to
said The Rock?
pull something that is not. Yeah, I know when
Oh,
it's
I thought
my
you said
time to go.
Rock.
But no, and then so let me say this. Okay, yes, I went. The game came out. You know, us, and I'm gonna say this: when we were fully, you know, heavily involved in the game, we were always all three of us. We would pre-order the game. I mean, 12 midnight, we would have the game playing. We normally would have that. But I know a lot of y'all see that has not happened this year. Um, I had now what I did. I went and with the red box. Everybody who knows red box, you know, you can rent the game. So I just went and stuck in the game just to kind of get a feel. I was, you know, bored that they didn't have nothing to do. So I kind of went to red stop and got the game to kind of show a feel before I buy the game or whatever, to get a feel of it to see what it was and just play a little while. So if you've seen anything concerning that, I do not have the game. I went to red stop, red box on red stop, and got it for a couple of minutes to track to see, you know, the whatever of the game and played a match or two. But but that's to say, you know, we don't we it's no drive. The drive has been. Let me tell you something. We have been through hell and back with this in WWE. So that's you back.
Yeah, we've been through a lot, and like I said, you know, I'm enjoying not playing. I'm enjoying l- being on the outside looking in and watching live streams, and I just wish a lot of my friends would live stream more. I don't see, you know, I watch and I'm just throw some names out of live streams I've watched. I've watched Harlem Boy's live stream. You know, I enjoy watching his
What is he
um
doing?
Harlem Boy. Oh, he still
I
play.
don't see none. I don't see none of them. I mean, I could. I don't
You
know.
know,
I can't tell
he
you.
still play. But I would like, you know, there's a lot of people I know that still play, but they don't live stream anymore. And it's like, you know, what's the, you know, and you're not entitled to because that's your choice. But I mean, hell, I would like to see some action. I'd be watching these live streams and it'd be so boring. I'd rather watch paint dry than some of the matches I'd be seeing. It's bad. It's boring. There's no, there's no excitement. There's no excitement. Um, People look like a fish out of water in that ring. Like they don't know what they're doing. One thing about us when we had our matches, everything we did in the ring meant something. We wasted no movement in the ring. Every move, every step. If we stepped to the left, if we stepped to the right, if we got out the ring and got back in, every step, every procedure we did in the ring meant something. It might not have meant anything to you. You didn't understand why we did what we did, but everything we did in the ring meant something. We did it for a reason. We didn't waste movement. And I think the problem with this game is a lot of people feel like they got to do a bunch of flips and stuff to have a good match or to be a good player, and that you don't need a bunch of flips to have a good match. If anything, sometimes it gets to be repetitive and sloppy. It can mess you up in the long run too, if that's all you rely on. And that damn running all the time, and then running in circles. I mean, I don't know. The game doesn't have how it used to be. The talent ain't how it used to be. Um, it's just, you know, I kind of feel bad. Sometimes I just want to get back in the game and just teach people a thing or two. But I'd probably get my ass kicked now at this point. I haven't played a WWE game since June, so I'm a little out of practice, and I'd probably beat my ass. But um, you know, I'm enjoying
Well, it's
outside
been the
looking in.
beginning of the year for me. Here where I am.
You know,
I did,
so I say this. I don't eliminate the opportunity to come back if the time is right and if the match is right and that sort of thing. And even if I did come back, it wouldn't be.
I wouldn't say a comeback. I wouldn't say
I wouldn't say a
comeback. I
comeback.
say
Not a
enjoy
comeback. It wouldn't be.
to
It
get
wouldn't
the
be a
game
full
and
time.
enjoy.
You know
It'll
what I
be
mean?
a
It would.
enjoy
Yeah.
playing.
It wouldn't be in a full capacity. You know, it wouldn't be like running 25 hours a day, 8 days a week like I used to. It'd be a match here and there, a match or two. Like I said, I would love to fight some of the new clans and the new players, you know, playing today, but I don't think I could hang, and I don't think y'all would want to fight a old, beat up Scary anyways. Now, me in my prime, you know, some of y'all, us in our prime in general, there's not a better trio of players out there that could mess with us in our prime, and I'm just, that's no knocking y'all, but the statistics don't lie. If you look at our track record, if you, matter of fact, well, most of the cheaters are going to hate on us. They're not going to give us our credit, but go ask them about when they fought us and see what they say, and you can pretty much sum up. You can tell if they lying or not, and you know, based on how they respond, you can get an idea of what really happened when they went against us. So, but it's not a better. And if you look at all the accolades we have together, between the three of us, I would say we've been a Hall of Famer about 17 times between the three of us. That's unheard of. There's no more decorated. There's not a three-man group that's more decorated than us three that exists. Not at all. Okay, we're the most decorated faction. We were never a faction though, but people always thought we were. Oh, y'all are a group? No, we're not a group. We're just brothers that's playing the game together.
How did that name Scary 583 ever come about?
Well, they came into a party one day and they was like, "Oh, what's the name of your group?" And
that crazy Generic always come up with something.
Scary 583.
And he took Scary's first name,
and that was
took
just
the 5
a
in
piece
his
of
name,
each of
and
our
the 83
names. That was just a piece of each of our names, or a piece of something that symbolized something of each of us. So Scary 583 was just something that Generic came up with on a whim because they asked us what our group name was.
But you know that means, but you know technically, you know that means really. Me as Target 2001 was really never an original member of Scary 583.
I know
that's true, but we're not gonna go into detail what that means. You know, for people who know, they know. For people who don't, you know, because I remember people always just try to say, well, what does the 583 mean? Like we understand what the Scary means, but what does 583 mean? I'm like, well, that's not for me to say. We know what it means, and we know what it symbolizes, and that's all that matters. We'll let you guys figure out what that means. But yeah, like I said, I look forward to coming back, you know. Well, I'm not going to say I look forward to coming back, but if the opportunity is right, and, you know, and I can do it.
You know what, though, Scary?
And I can do it at my best.
Right. I feel like...
Yeah, I'm not coming back half-assing. I'm sorry, Ty, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine.
If I come back, I'm not coming back half-assing.
You know, we are though. I mean, hey, I'm used to it.
But it's only because I don't want to forget my train of thought. That's why I do it. You know, I just want to get my thought, you know, process through before I forget. If I come back, I ain't come back half-assed, and I don't mean like I'm coming back playing consistently. But if I ever do come back, I want to play at the best of my ability. I don't want y'all to be embarrassed to, you know, for y'all to say, well, Scary, you know, he came back and he looked terrible. He shouldn't have came back. You know, I don't want people to say that. So if I come back, I'm a, you know, put some work in to get good before if I ever decide to come back. You know, sorry.
Well, I mean, Mick Foley. Well, Mick Foley, you can't. I mean, I know Mick Foley came back. We know that's one of your favorite superstars.
He is one of my favorite wrestlers. So did Undertaker.
You know.
But
you never know.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So I never say never, but as of now, I'm enjoying retirement, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm looking forward to doing this podcast and inviting some of our old foes on. I would love to have Kavon on this channel. I would love to have him on this podcast. I don't think he would come, but I would love to have him here. And it's not about us. We're not, like I said, we done. We're not trying to pick fights with anybody. I mean, us picking a fight isn't going to get us anywhere because there's not a match isn't going to happen from it. You know what I mean?
I can't fight no more. I throw sand in your eye.
No, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like us inviting somebody on to pick a fight when a match isn't gonna happen. That's like false advertising. We're not gonna wrestle anybody who come on the show. Right. So it's like I don't want Kavon to think, well, we're gonna try and throw punches and throw cheap shots at him. We just want to talk
because everybody had their own different point of view on how things happen.
Yeah, exactly. And we respect.
All right. And that remind me of, and I don't mean to cut you short, that, and when we say a different perspective on how matches was because, you know, I remember, I think it was, 15, 16 or something, where we did his tournament. Yeah, we did his tournament. And it was, people like this, come, you know, it was kind of shaded, but you know, once that this, once that that. But you know, that's another episode.
Yeah.
You know, we can talk about later.
But
Maybe when he's
you
here.
would love to have him on to, like I said, I want to add back to this. We're done. So anything, there's not going to be picking, you know, fights and stuff like that. We just want to get his point of view. And now we can actually sit down and talk about it because we're not playing anymore. We can talk about each other's point of view, and it doesn't have to get nasty and angry, and it doesn't have to be a bunch of controversy and cursing and yelling. We can actually sit down and listen because we don't know his point of view. We can only speak our story.
It
And
could be
he
a
hasn't.
simulcast. It could be a
And in
simulcast.
the beginning, he kind of spoke on his story, but I can tell at that time it was a lot of anger. It was a lot of anger. It wasn't out of actual logic and stuff from my point of view. You know, the videos he made about that King of the Ring tournament, it was a lot of anger and there was a lot of hate, and it wasn't. A lot of times when you speak from hate, you don't speak clearly. And you know, I would love to see his point of view today. And I would love to have him on. I'd love to have Charmer Mercy on. I haven't spoken to him in a very long time. And really good friend of mine.
What's scary? I'm not trying to tell you. I'm just letting you know. The announcers are telling me that we got 4 minutes. We got to pay some bills. So you know the podcast is reaching that hour mark. We are reaching that hour mark, but we got to pay some bills for our advertisement.
I'll be off. I'm sorry, I won't keep us any longer.
Oh, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I'll be done soon. I'd love to have Charmin on. I'd love to have Blake. I love to have Blake Lock on. You know, I love, you know, we can talk about our past. I love to have. He called somebody
a cockroach once.
He called somebody a lot of things. Hell, I'd love to have Kavan and Blake Lock on, but I doubt we could ever get them two in the same party together. That would be unheard of, you know. But I enjoyed. I feel like I did most of the talking, and that's probably because I didn't let nobody talk, and I'm sorry for that because I have a tendency to do that,
but
and it's not on purpose.
But Scary, I'm just saying this right here. It might be on my channel. I mean, somebody got to take the lead, and why not you? You see what I'm saying? I mean,
for today.
Right.
I mean, one thing I guess most people can say about the game is this right here. I'm a type of person, I really don't talk that much. Even when playing matches, you know, I really don't say too much when I'm playing the match. Whether I'm getting cheated or getting played fairly. I kind of keep quiet because at the end of the day, I'm a type of person I think like this. If you hear me, you know you're getting the best of me. So therefore, why would I give you, you know, that advantage of knowing that you're giving me a run for my money? So that's the reason why I play quiet. You know, you guys, y'all do the talking.
And branching off of what he just said, that's something we'll be talking about in the future. Getting cheated in matches and how we handled it. We have a lot of stories about that. Hell, we might even reveal some of our secrets in terms of how we played the game and why we did things the way we did in the ring and how we got results from it. Hell, if they feel like talking about it, I don't know if we're ever going to use this stuff again. And I don't even know if it's relevant to the new game. Because like I said, the game changes every year. So some of the skills and techniques we used in the old game might not even apply to this game. But it's still, you know. But I wouldn't mind discussing that either. But I enjoyed talking with my brothers. And
well, we can say one thing.
Time.
I mean, for sure, we know that myself and Scary is going to be doing the show. Gennario is like a guest co-host, so you know he might be here. And you know, it's a chance where he might miss an episode, but you know,
yeah.
So don't feel like you know we dropped him off because he not producing the ratings that we thought he was going to produce. You know.
No, but he's a busy man, and sometimes he just doesn't have the time to do it. You know, as well as us, which is why we can't do it every day. But whenever we get a chance to get free time, and maybe we can get a special guest on, we'll make time to do that. But I enjoyed our talks, and I look forward to doing more of these and just talking about the past and, like I said, the present and hopefully the future. And like I said, who knows? Y'all might get another match out of us, but we that's unlikely. But we'll see what the future holds.
60 seconds. 60 seconds.
All right. That's all I got to say, y'all. Take care.
But like Scary said, I'm never gonna say never. You know,
never say never.
Me myself. You know, I took my break towards the middle of the summer and I had some stuff going on. You know, personal stuff going on. So therefore, it's like, you know, it's good to take a break. And you know, once taking a break, I looked at like, you know what, I did it for these amount of years. I deserve to take a little extra leave. So you know, that's the reason why I decided not to get the game like when it first came out. You know, I'm kind of good with that. Gennario, you got 20 seconds. Go.
I enjoyed talking with you guys, and just like the scary said, this ain't the last ending of it. We got more to say. There's a lot more to talk about.
Scary, give us the outro. 7 seconds.
Well, that's all I got to say about it. I enjoyed
Next
our
week.
conversations. We'll see you later on the Legends panel.
All right, thank you.